I first became a paramedic, everything about the job was so cool. Driving lights and sirens through the city, going into the subways to wake up drunk people, even taking old ladies to the hospital because they hadn't pooed in 3 days. It was cool, it was exciting, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it, and I wanted to document it. I wanted some kind of record of it, not just for myself, but for my kids. I have 3 kids, and I wanted them to know what kind of a cool job their dad had when they were little. Now, as you're going to see tonight, these don't really make for very good children's bedtime stories. Now, I still write stories down. I'm not trying to say that I'm like burned out or crispy or anything at this point. But I will say that I don't get the same thrill out of driving through Allen Gardens and trying to decide which of the drunken sleeping men some drive-by caller on a cell phone was oh so concerned about. So the way tonight's going to work is I'm going to spin this wheel. And whatever story comes up, that's the story that I'm going to tell. Now, a slight amendment, because, and I hope you take this well. For people who came to see the first show and are sticking around for the second, so that you don't hear stories twice, what I've decided to do, and you can start a revolution if you see fit. But what I've decided to do is, if the story comes up that I already told in the first set, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell one of 4, fuck, I lost the list. All right, hopefully I can remember where they are. One of 4 brand new stories that aren't actually on the wheel. So you'll get like a new story, and then we'll see how that goes. And if it doesn't go well, it will never be on the wheel. And if it goes well, then one of the weaker ones will get voted off the island. All right. Now, because I'm spinning a wheel, there's a bit of a risk in this for me, because I never know which story is going to come up next. So I can't, it's much like my job, in that I never really know what's going to come next, what's behind that closed door in the apartment building. So what that means for you is that I can't promise that there will be the finest dramatic arc to this evening, or, for that matter, the appropriate denouement for the ending. At this point, I'm just hoping it's not one dead baby story after another. Now, there's a risk in this for you as well, as an audience member, because you've all paid to come here, and I've just told you that this evening is actually kind of risky and is not going to go the way I planned it. But, much like life, we're all in this together. And much like life, and the fact that I was an empty cup, it's all going to be okay. So, if everybody's ready, and as I said, remember, don't hesitate. It won't hurt my feelings if you're like, damn, my glass is dry. I need more to drink. Feel free to go and get more. Yeah, so if you're all ready, then we'll begin. All right, here we go. Disclaimer. The stories that you're going to hear tonight by no means reflect the policies and procedures of Toronto EMS or any other EMS service. The behavior and action that you see depicted by paramedics in these stories is by no means condoned or encouraged by Toronto EMS or any other EMS service. All names, places, identifying features have been changed to protect the identity of the patients and those involved. And, to make it simple, it's all fiction. They're all made-up stories that have come from my imagination, despite the fact that there are people in this room that were there for some time. However, much like all fiction, there may be realities or details that are drawn from life experiences. I think that's enough said. Ready? All right. 1990.